Have you ever heard the phrase, everything I've ever done has brought me to this moment? Well, it's something that my mom used to say all the time, and I'd like to talk about it a little bit today, especially in regard to a pretty amazing man that I read about today named Robin Davis. Hi, I'm Ma, and this is my channel that I've started to talk to you about things that moms talk to you about. I think that these kinds of chats are good to have with people. They're good for moms and they're good for people who need advice from moms. So if you enjoy my channel, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and tell me what kinds of things you'd like me to talk about. So today, let me start out by telling you about the article that I read in the New York Times this morning. It was about a wonderful man named Robin Davis who has spent his entire life advocating for children who have survived child abuse. He has raised tons of money for charity. He has started charities. He has visited places that help children, and it has truly been a labor of love his entire life. Every time he's been asked about this, he said, well, he was a teacher early in his life, or he felt like it was just a field that was underfunded and needed more money. Well, the truth finally came out, and the truth was that he is a child abuse survivor. And he was basically trying to heal that inner trauma that he had when he was a 10-year-old boy. He's carried that trauma around with him for 68 years. And the trial, because he was suing the town where this abuse occurred, because the abuser is long gone. He is no longer on this earth. The trial ended with him not getting any compensation from the town, but it was a success. And it was a success because he was able to forgive himself. Now let me talk to you a little bit about that. My history is one also of surviving child abuse, not at the hands of a family member. My family was very loving and very caring. Mine was childhood sexual abuse at the hands of a neighbor. This occurred when I was between 4 and 5 years old, and I acted out in certain ways that let people know something was going on, but they didn't know what was going on. This was the early 70s. This was not a time when child abuse was even something you talked about. So it took me a very long time. I suppressed these memories for a very long time. It took me until probably my early 20s to acknowledge the situation, remember it, and to start to heal from it. I'm sure there are people out there very much like me who have gone through that situation and are trying to heal from it. And I hope that hearing that someone else has gone through it as well is helpful to you. I know I can't be there for you in person, but I send you love, and I send you a big hug, and I send you the knowledge that someone understands. So when you are a child abuse survivor, you either deal with it or you suppress it. I suppressed it and denied it for many, many years. And it took a toll on me. It took a toll on me and my health and my success in life. As a young adult, I dealt with realizing that it had happened and had a lot of shame for myself and anger. I was still quite ashamed of it having happened. Besides the fact that I was a 4 and 5-year-old child, there's nothing to be ashamed about on my part. There was nothing I could have done about it. After many years of different therapies, including things like yoga and body therapies, because remember, your body does keep the score. There's a book out there. If you want to know the title, I think that's the title. I'll put it down in the description. You need to do body therapies to get over it. Anyway, after many, many years, I was able to accept things and forgive myself. I was so ashamed of what had happened that I was not forgiving myself. And that's who I needed to forgive to go on. There's such a weight lifted when you are able to do that. Once you forgive yourself and realize that that child did not have the coping mechanisms, was not able to deal with what was going on, was not powerful in that situation, you can grow. Once you let it go, a weight is lifted, I promise. Letting it go is not easy. It's not a snap thing. It takes a lot of work, but you are worth it. Think about you as your parent's child. Think about you as a precious person and know that you are worth it. So, do you need to forgive yourself for something that happened to you that you had no control over? Take steps to do it today. You will feel better afterwards, just like Mr. Robin Davis did. After 68 years of carrying this shame around, he was able to let it go. Thanks for listening. I hope that today has helped you a little bit. I do want to add another phrase that my mom always used, and that was, advice is worth what you pay for it, and mine is free. So I am not a doctor. I am not in any way a therapist. I'm just a ma. And I hope that this can help you just a little bit. Take care.